College dorm life. A fresh new start. You get to get away from mom and pop. You get to have your own brand new cool room. And you don't even have to clean it. Honestly, dorms are a chaotic,
Everyone's in the showers, blasting music,
crammed,
That's the only light.
There's someone up there, you go stupid.
stew
Don't smell the greatest because of the mold.
of emotions.
I even had a girl one time smell my fucking laundry. No bullshit, yeah, I was like,
Not everybody lives the same dorm life. And then there's some people that didn't even get a roommate. To which I say, good for you. After touring the rooms, talking to residents, and living the dorm life myself, I can confidently tell you that this is the most accurate guide to all the dorms at WSU that you're ever gonna need. And that's why today, I'm telling you everything that they don't tell you about dorms at Washington State University. Oh shit, you're still here. So here's the deal. WSU is divided into two different sections. You have Northside on one and Southside on the other. Northside is where the school dumps most of its funding, and Southside is why this video was made. By this point, you probably noticed this beauty behind me, huh? Can you tell I made it? This is the ranking board. On the left, we have our dorms, and on the right, we have our ranks, graded on the classic internet tier list. S being the best, and F being the worst. And I'm grading these dorms on 4 crucial things. Number 1 being location. How far away is your dorm from stuff? You gotta walk a mile just to go to class? That sucks. Seriously though, that really sucks. Number 2 is room size. How big is your room? Can you comfortably fit 2 people? Probably not. And number 3 is amenities. What kind of cool, unique, convenient things come with your dorm? Last but not least, we have niceness. How nice is your dorm? Is it new and fancy, or is it old and dirty? And it has a smell that you just won't forget. Quick disclaimer, dorms are not set in stone. People change, dorms change, new dorms get built, old dorms get fucking blown up. So while I'm giving you my take on the way things are right now, that could very well change by the time next semester rolls around. Now with all that yapping out of the way, let's get into the rankings. First up on our list, we got Streit. Let's be real, looks like a prison from outside. This is what it looks like. Yeah, not great, but let's hear what our resident had to say. So I'm here with Tristan Brady. We're in Streit Hall. What would you say are some pros and cons of this dorm?
I'd say some of the pros, no one gives a shit. Like, everyone's in the showers, blasting music, no one cares about noise. As far as cons go, I'd say noise complaints. Just gotta be careful with that if it's late at night. During the day, you can be loud as you want, no one cares. If you're coming to Streit, you can be heinous.
What about location?
I'd say it's pretty convenient because the rec is just right down the road. So
That's
if you're
nice.
walking, that's like 5 minutes away.
That's great.
You're gonna go to the dining hall, that's real close.
What is one thing that you wish your dorm had that it currently doesn't have?
So we got a shitty piano. If you play piano, don't look forward to the piano. That shit's ass.
Did your dorm come with that fridge?
Absolutely not. This
It
is
didn't.
my personal fridge.
And then what about laundry?
About 4 or 5 laundry machines, and
Perfect.
then you have the dryers.
Wow.
I even had a girl one time smell my fucking laundry. No bullshit. Yeah, I was like,
Overall, the location for this dorm is okay. It's located here on the map. Oh yeah, just because it's on Northside doesn't mean that it's super good. We're gonna figure that out pretty quick. In terms of room size, it's pretty small. Of course, the guy in the interview turned a double into a single. Just imagine that with 2 people and 2 beds and 2 sets worth of things. Not to mention, you have a big laundry unit, which is awesome. Downstairs, you got a pool table and a piano for some reason. But hey, if you're lucky, you have a really cool view of the track outside, which is actually pretty awesome. And you're on the side of like the sun, so the sun can come in and kind of wake you up naturally. So that's actually pretty cool. Now let's talk about niceness. In terms of looks, it sucks. It's not very fun. Overall with niceness, the outside definitely brings it down a lot, but on the inside, it's a pretty typical dorm. Really nothing special. Considering that the newest and nicest dorm's right next to it. It's just kind of funny. So where does Streit land? Sure, you got decent amenities and a track view if you're lucky, but the tiny rooms and mediocre location knock it down to a C tier. Moving on, we have Perham, which is right next to Streit, but even further away from campus. So unlike Streit, which has a view of the track and it faces the sun, Perham faces a parking lot, and you don't see the sun, ever. With that said, let's see what the person in the interview had to say. All right, so I'm here in Perham Hall, which is a sister hall to Streit. So what would you say are some pros and cons to this dorm?
Some pros is definitely the people on the floor. It's a nice little community we have here on the 4th floor. Cons is, I don't know who rates some of these boys.
Now, what about like location, would you say?
Oh, location is definitely a pro as well. You know, we're in Northside.
That's good.
Unlike the ghetto and Southside. Distance to classes are a whole lot closer as well. So
And then what would you like wish your dorm had that it doesn't currently have?
a lot more sane people, I would say. And also a lot more, you know, hygiene.
What about like, did this dorm come with a fridge or a microwave or anything?
No.
How many like washers and dryers do you have on
one dryer.
Just one.
One washer.
So you don't have like a little center at the bottom. Oh,
Although,
wow.
you have to wait.
Wow, bro. Appreciate you for representing, man.
Appreciate you for having me.
In terms of location, this dorm is the furthest from anything and everything. There are Southside dorms that have better locations than this. That's not good. That sucks. It's located here on the map. Room size, it's literally the exact same as Streit. So let's get into amenities, huh? In terms of amenities, you have nothing. There is nothing redeemable about this dorm at all. You face a parking lot, you don't have sun, you don't have a big washer and dryer unit, and you have communal bathrooms. The best way I can describe the dorm's niceness, Perham is Streit's burnt out cousin who shows up to a wedding wearing a hoodie smelling like cigarettes. With all of that said, I think we know where this dorm is going. And it's going right here. And it's going right here. Switching things up, we have one of the best, if not the nicest, dorm on campus. It's the newest. It's the cleanest. It is, of course, Northside. But let's hear what a resident had to say. So I'm in Northside here with Alexi. What are some pros and cons of this dorm?
This obviously one of the nicest, if not the nicest dorm on campus. With that comes it being really expensive. But yeah, it is a really nice dorm. We got like the community fridges on both sides of the floor.
Did this room come with anything like microwave, fridge?
No, not this one. We just got, the desk, beds,
Yeah.
and everything. You got a microwave and everything else in the community kitchen.
And how does laundry look?
Like 6 washers per floor and like 8 dryers.
And then how would you rate the location here?
A lot of the dorms are kind of just on the outskirts anyway, so there isn't too much difference in location.
And then this dorm also comes with AC, right?
Yes.
That's great.
We got AC and heating actually.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
So it's a big upgrade. I was in
Okay.
Southside
Interesting.
and the summers were like
Rough.
real bad.
For 2 people, this is huge,
Yeah.
right? I mean, this is great.
Like
Okay.
there are doubles, some of them have their own bathrooms, some of them have semi-private. There's really 6 different room setups. Really whatever you want, you can get here.
Thank you for representing Northside.
Of course.
For location, this is where Northside is located. And it's an overall solid location. In terms of room size, this is the biggest room you can possibly get. This is the biggest one. You literally can't go bigger, and I don't even know if you want to. In terms of amenities, you have your community fridges and your balconies where you can watch all the poor people walk under you. There's even a large laundry unit on every floor. Of course, if you're feeling humble, just get a regular room without a private or semi-private bathroom. But you get to choose. Ah, and just because, you have a sink in your room. This is also the mail center for all of Northside. So the mail just comes to you. You literally cannot ask for more. This is by far one of the best, if not the best dorm on campus. Any guesses where I'm gonna put it? Boom. All right,
Back to how we go.
Southside time. Gannon Goldsworthy. This dorm kind of just captures the entire vibe of Southside. Old, outdated, crowded, shitty. But let's hear what the resident had to say. So I'm here with Abby, right? Yep. We're in Gannon Goldsworthy representing. So what do you think are some pros and cons of this dorm?
A pro is it's generally pretty quiet. A con, the temperature control isn't the best in my opinion.
Location-wise, I know you're close to the dining hall.
I wish I was a little bit closer to the center.
Okay, so what is something that you wish your dorm had?
The microwave in here would be nice. I wish that it had more laundry
Okay.
stuff because we only have one washer and dryer per floor. It's kind of annoying to have to wait. And then people don't take their stuff out of the dryer and you have to wait for like an hour.
Like the ground floor, like a bunch of washers and dryers?
No, it's like the laundry rooms right across the hall.
Well, I think that's gonna wrap it up. Thank you for representing Goldsworthy. In terms of location, this is not the worst Southside dorm that you can get. Here's where it's located on the map. Honestly, you're right next to the dining hall, and you're a pretty straightforward walk to class. To be honest, the room size for Gannon Goldsworthy is pretty narrow. It's small, but overall it seems like there's a good amount of closet space, and the beds can be lofted. Now let's get into the amenities. I mean, you're close to the dining hall, straight walk to campus, not too bad. There's like a small gaming room, and then the mail center is right below you. In terms of niceness, this dorm overall feels outdated. It feels musty. Also, the temperature control sucks. With a mild location, small rooms, communal bathrooms, and very few amenities, and the fact that it's not nice inside, I gotta put it in the D tier. Next up, we got Olympia. Honestly, with a name like that, you'd think that it'd be one of the fanciest, most luxurious, maybe even newest places on campus. And don't get me wrong, it has its perks. But I literally think it's called Olympia because of the absolute Olympiad you have to walk to get here. But hey, let's hear what the resident had to say. I'm here with Sid, and we are in Olympia. What would you say are some pros and cons of this dorm?
I really like how spacious it is, and I feel like the tall ceilings like kind of add to that. Unfortunately, sometimes the laundry rooms don't smell the greatest because of the mold. It's hard to wash your clothes, so typically I go to a different floor. I really like that my room has a bathroom. I feel like the bathrooms are pretty nice, even like the shared ones.
And then did your room come with refrigerator?
Yeah, so I put
Oh,
an
yeah.
accommodation for one, so I do have a mini fridge from the university. Freezer doesn't work too well, so
Do you have a microwave as well in here?
no, I don't. There's
Okay.
one on every floor though.
And then what is one other thing that you wish your dorm had?
Maybe like a game room, that could be kind of cool.
And then what would you say like the location is?
I don't like the location. It's one of the farthest on campus, and you have to walk up a bunch of flights of stairs to get here. It's like right on the corner on the top of a hill, and everybody's like, oh my gosh, you're in Olympia, that's so far.
All right, well, that's going to do it. Thank you for representing Olympia. In terms of location, Olympia is over here on the map, far away from campus. In terms of room size, the rooms are pretty spacious. Half the rooms either have private or semi-private bathrooms. In terms of amenities, you got AC, you got heating, you got big laundry units, and of course, private and semi-private bathrooms, and gorgeous views, no matter what side of the building you're on. In terms of niceness, this dorm is fancy. Walking into Olympia feels like you're walking into like a 4-star, 5-star hotel. It's honestly hard not to be impressed. In terms of ranking, Olympia is awesome. It has everything you could really ever want or need, except location. This is probably the worst location on campus. If it were anywhere else, it might be sitting up here with the big guy. But for now, I gotta put it in the A tier. Next up, we have a very special dorm to me. A dorm that's very special to my heart, because it's the dorm I stayed in as a freshman. We got Rogers, and it was a wild ride. And this dorm actually has the most offenses on campus. Anything you can think of, Rogers has done it. Rogers isn't great. It's located here on the map. But just by looking at the map, I honestly thought the walk would be a lot worse than it is. But in reality, it's just a straight shot. You're not having to do a bunch of curves and stuff. Pretty easy. In terms of room size, I gotta be honest, the room size is not great. You and your roommate do have a pretty decent amount of space if you keep your room clean. Worst part is you can't even loft your bed. But I have to admit, the amenities are not bad. You got a big laundry unit downstairs, including washers and dryers on every floor. You also have a game room upstairs with air hockey, fireplace, ping pong, big TV. Best part, you get a fridge and a microwave included in your room. In terms of niceness, Rogers is, whew, it's clean. If you want a dorm you're never gonna forget, for better or for worse, Rogers delivers. Now look, Rogers isn't winning any awards or anything, all right? It kind of sucks. It's far away, it's loud, it's chaotic. You have 7-foot tall doors for some reason. But it honestly surprises you with its modern amount of amenities. And for that, I gotta put it in the B tier. Next up on our list, we got Orton. Orton is like Rogers' quiet little brother. The same exact dorm, just like Streit Perham, except more pill and way less chaotic. Even the door handles were on opposite sides for some reason. But hey, let's see what the resident had to say. All right, so I'm here in Orton with Julian. What do you think are some pros and cons here in Orton?
Pros and cons, I would say it's actually very quiet. So like, you know, if you want a very quiet area, people are very respectful because they don't want to be bothered. They won't bother you.
Like microwave and fridge, did that come in this
Yeah,
one?
all rooms I'm pretty sure come with a microwave and fridge, so that's pretty
great.
nice. Yeah.
That's
So,
amazing. What about like laundry situation?
so on the first floor we actually have 6 washers and I think it's about 8 dryers. Each floor has a washer and dryer itself. So
What about location? Like, how's location?
It's not too bad. It's actually further close to some of my classes than it is on the other side of campus. If you want a single, I would say Oregon's probably the place to come. But if you don't get a single or anything like that, then it could be a little bit worse.
Thanks for representing Orton, man. In terms of location, it's right here on the map. It's right by Rogers. In terms of room size, exact same as Rogers. Take it as you will. But Orton's basically the backup dorm to Rogers. You are way more likely to get a single room in this dorm than you are in Rogers. In terms of amenities, you of course have your fridge and microwave combo, just like Rogers.
But no game room.
In terms of niceness, it's pretty old. It's not as kept up as Rogers, probably because less people live there. And the interior is just Rogers reversed. Literally if you mirrored it. Super weird. And of course, quieter because way few people. If you want peace and quiet, Orton's definitely your go-to. I mean, it's basically the dorm equivalent of watching paint dry. But with a worse location and fewer amenities, I gotta put it in the D tier. Next up, we're checking out Global Scholars Hall, which is the second newest dorm on campus. to date. And it's conveniently located for those who hate walking more than 5 minutes. But let's see what the residents had to say. So I'm here with Adelina. We are in a global scholars hall, right?
Mhm.
And this is on Northside. So what are some pros and cons to this dorm?
The pros is that it's very spacious. I feel like a lot of the dorms are a little bit cramped. There's also a lot of community. A lot of the athletes live here.
Oh, okay.
And athletes I've found are very vocal and they love to say hi. And so I feel like that's a pro, is a lot of community, especially
Awesome.
if you're an athlete.
And then what did this room come with?
Came with my bed, the 3 stack drawers, a little sliding drawer cabinet,
Oh, okay.
and the desk. This room has a bathroom, but
Awesome. Yeah, but most rooms don't,
most
right?
rooms don't. There's options to get doubles with bathrooms, singles with bathrooms, or just a double.
Okay.
For the
Do
apartments.
normal doubles come with like a sink and stuff like that?
Yeah, the doubles come with a sink and their cabinets.
And then what does the laundry situation look like here?
We have a unit in each floor on
Okay.
each side. So we have high side and low side, and each unit has 3 washers, 3 dryers.
And then this room didn't come with a fridge or microwave or anything?
No fridge or microwave, but we have both of those in the kitchen.
Like, what would you say the location is here? Is it good?
It's a good location. It's definitely close to campus. There's a lot of little ways you could get to the Cub.
What's something that you wish your dorm had but it doesn't?
Maybe a microwave. Now that you mentioned that,
Yeah,
that's a
right.
possibility. A microwave would be helpful.
Thank you, Adelina, for representing Global Scholars Hall.
Thank you.
In terms of location, this spot is prime real estate. It's located right here on the map. I mean, you can just walk a couple minutes up to a little elevator, takes you right to the Cub. Now let's talk about these rooms. You got singles, you got doubles, you got suites. And in terms of amenities, Global just spoils you. And you got a massive laundry unit, you got easy access to classes, you have your own private bathrooms, and you have the most modern game room I've ever seen in my life. Literally. It is so nice downstairs. Overall niceness, this dorm screams luxury. Not to mention, you have Einstein Bagels and the market right below you. It's literally connected to your dorm. You have a grocery store just connected. Honestly, Global Scholars Hall is the most openly fancy dorm other than Northside on the entirety of campus. And for that reason, I gotta put it in the S tier. Next up, we got one of the most unique dorms on campus. We got Regents, the all-ladies dorm. Not gonna lie, when the girl I interviewed walked me into this dorm, it felt like I was breaking some kind of rule. As a dude, being here, it felt like forbidden. It felt like I was gonna get cursed as soon as I left. So let's see what they had to say. All right, so I'm here with Hallie, and we're in Regents on Northside. So what are some pros and cons of this dorm?
Pros, it's pretty quiet normally, so you don't get kept up pretty typically at night during the weekdays. And everyone gets along pretty well. I haven't had any issues. In the beginning of the year, if you leave your door open, everyone kind of comes and meets each other, so it's very
That's cool.
all-inclusive.
What about location? How would you rate the location?
I personally love it, but it kind of depends on your major. I'm a Canese major, so it's close to all the buildings I need to be in.
Do you have a laundry unit in this dorm?
There's 4 floors. Each floor has 2. There's like 4 dryers and 2 washers in each of the rooms. So
Does this room come with a fridge or a microwave?
no, it does not.
Okay.
My fridge is mine.
The beds can be lofted as well, correct?
Yes, they can.
And then you said that the lighting in here is kind of
Yeah,
dim, right?
that's the only light. So definitely
Okay.
bring your own lights. I mean, I love the room space. It's the cheapest price for the biggest room I believe on campus.
Thank you, Hallie, for representing Regents. Yeah. When it comes to location, Regents is great. You're located here on the map. And it's also a pretty solid walking distance to everything on campus. In terms of room size, you get a massive room for 2 people. And honestly, Regents has some of the biggest rooms on campus. But let's talk about amenities. They're literally attached to the dining hall, which is pretty sweet. These little like corner balconies that give the dorm a little sprinkle of personality. So that's kind of cool. And on top of that, there is a large washer and dryer unit, which is awesome. In terms of niceness, here's where things get a little iffy. You get exactly 1 tiny light in your room. Going through the hallways feels like you're walking through some hidden war bunker. And the weirdly designed windows don't really give you much light. Overall, Regents has everything going for it. You have amenities, you have location, you have location, you have... It's just old and outdated, kind of dirty. So I'm gonna have to put it in the A tier. Next up on the list, we have Scott Coman, which are technically 2 separate dorms, but I'm just gonna call it as it is, which is one big chaotic dorm. But let's see what the residents had to say. here in Scott Hall, Northside, and I'm here with Yusuf and Eli. Like, what would you guys consider to be some pros and cons within this dorm?
I think a lot of the pros come from the balcony. We got a really nice balcony.
That's great.
It faces the soccer games, so we can watch them for free. Another pro is I think the rooms are good size.
Okay.
You know, compared to every other dorm.
Yeah, this is a pretty big room compared to like some of the ones I've been in. Like,
It is.
This is pretty nice. So.
Some cons, corner rooms. Corner rooms are smaller here. It's
Really?
like I think every other dorm, it's like the corner rooms are bigger. Our corner rooms are smaller.
Some other pros, location, definitely.
Yeah.
For cars, I don't care about giving away this information. I'm going to be gone next year. So parking down in like the little neighbor 5 parking pass, you'll probably park down there. Cons, I think Scott Coman is like the most vandalized dorm on campus. Just like ripping railings off the walls and stuff, breaking mirrors, breaking toilets, sinks, shit like that, throwing chairs off the balcony. But yeah, we actually recently got our balcony locked after 11 p.m. So. But it's just temporary.
And then, like, how different is this than like Coman, right? Like pretty much the same, right?
Same, yeah. They're like identical.
Okay.
Except our balcony's cooler.
I like the rooms are big. The double rooms are nice. The location is good. Being on Northside is always awesome. But like out of all the other Northside dorms, I think this is probably the worst other than Streit Perham.
In terms of location, other than Streit Perham, it is the furthest dorm from campus. But you're right next to the dining hall, so that's pretty cool. It's located right here on the map. For room size, these rooms are huge. In terms of amenities, Scott Coman has a balcony, watch all the soccer games for free, which is pretty cool. Not to mention, it's right next to the dining hall, so that's great. Plus, the layout of the dorm creates a really good community as well. In terms of niceness, this dorm has been through it. Coman specifically looks like it survived an uprising. So if you're looking for aesthetics, keep looking. Honestly, Scott Coman is not a terrible dorm. It lacks a big laundry unit, and it's kind of far away from classes. So for that reason, I'm giving Scott Coman a B tier. Next up on our list, we have one of the stranger dorms. It's really weird. We've got McEachern. This one is a gem for introverts. There is very little social interaction other than the bathroom you share with your neighbor. Although all the rooms are single, which is pretty sweet, but I'm almost certain that the only people that can actually get this dorm are either transfers or anyone that's not a freshman. Let's see what the residents had to say. So I'm here with Andrew. We're in McEachern. What are some pros and cons here in McEachern?
The pros here is that it's kind of close community where everyone just kind of does their own thing. You get a single room. It's pretty chill, especially the upper floors. I just like the nice view. You can see the Southside Cafe and a lot of the other campus over there.
What would you like say the location is here?
It's a pretty good location. I get pretty good access to all my classes, and you're right by the cafe, so you can just pop over and get something to eat.
Do you guys have AC here?
We do not, unfortunately.
I noticed that most of this place is kind of like outside, and you said it gets kind of cold.
Room before you get to my room, yeah, but we have heaters, so the rooms stay pretty toasty.
Is there like a washer and dryer unit here?
There is. There's a laundry floor downstairs. I think there's another one higher than that. I haven't explored to find it though.
And this room also comes with that fridge, right?
Yeah, you get a mini fridge. You do get a private bathroom. Well, it's shared, but it's like not a floor bathroom.
Do you share the bathroom with someone else on the other end there?
Yeah, with my neighbor. I can lock mine from my side. He can lock his door from his side, so it's secure and all that.
Thanks, Andrew, for representing McEachern. For the location, it's located right here on the map. I mean, you're right by the dining hall. That's pretty much it. But the walk isn't as bad as Olympia. In terms of room size, all the rooms in McEachern are all single rooms, not really too small. For amenities, of course, you have a large laundry unit, a game room. It's really not bad. But now we get into the nitty-gritty, the niceness. This dorm is very unique, but there is genuinely no social interaction at all. Other than sharing the bathroom with your neighbor, you don't really have anything. And honestly, I feel like that's more awkward than sharing a communal bathroom, because there's a really high chance that you don't even know your neighbor, and then you guys share a bathroom together. Overall, it's kind of weird, but other than the Motel 6 vibe, it's kind of cozy. Overall, if you need privacy and you hate roommates and you just want to be alone, McEachern is your gal. But honestly, I think this dorm is engineered to give you as little social interaction as humanly possible. Would you want to live in a dorm where you share a bathroom with one random stranger? Me neither. That's why I'm putting it in the C tier.
Target
Initiating system 1.
Next up on our list, we got Stimson. It's like Regents, but for dudes. And it's on Southside. Let's see what our resident had to say. I'm here in Stimson Hall. I'm here with Zeus. What would you say are some pros and cons with this dorm?
When I first came here, I was expecting it to be a lot more like rowdy and fun and engaging, and like doors open and you kind of just walk around and you kind of meet a lot of people. Everyone's catching themselves. The the doors are closed, you know, like you don't really meet people that often except for the events that they hold. That's not necessarily a bad thing. I just think that it was surprising when I first came here, especially it being like a, you know, an all-male dorm.
Yeah.
I think it would be like a fraternity kind of vibe, especially for your first year. It helps you kind of stick with your schooling.
Then like, what are some things that your dorm like came with? Like, did it come with a microwave and fridge?
No, it came with nothing. It came with a bed and like a fucking mattress. It didn't really come with anything. I bought basically everything that's in there.
And then like, what would you say the location is here?
It's an amazing location.
I was gonna say, bro,
It's
like this is great.
Yeah, it's right in the middle.
So like, what's one thing that you wish your dorm had, but it like doesn't have?
I guess sometimes, like I said, just the energetic environment. There's sometimes there's someone up there, you go stupid.
Yeah.
It's crazy up there.
Unlike most dorms, the corner rooms here are actually suites, right? So you have like multiple roommates.
Right,
in here.
yeah. It is nice, I guess, to have a bathroom just between, you know, 8 people or 7 people.
Yeah.
Instead of kind of, you know, the whole world, right?
How's laundry here, would you say?
There's like 6 or 7 washers and 6 or 7 like dryers.
Oh, thank you, Zeus, for representing Stimson, man.
Thanks for having me, man.
In terms of location, this dorm wins. It's located right here on the map. You are living life on easy mode if you get this dorm. Classes, dining hall, your friends, Greek life, anything. You're right there. In terms of room size, the corner suites are pretty nice with their like common space that they have and everything, but the singles and doubles are cozy. Moving on to amenities, of course, location takes the cake here. It is the best thing about this dorm. Also, you got a huge laundry unit, and you also have semi-private bathrooms. To my knowledge, for this dorm, that means you kind of share with a few roommates or possibly your neighbors, similar to McEachern. If you like your roommates, awesome. If you don't, good luck. In terms of niceness, this dorm is so cool. I'm so serious. You got a basketball court in the back. You have a bunch of steeples just sticking out for some reason. I mean, come on, that's so cool. And the interior is nice too. All in all, Stimson is a great dorm. I would say the only thing holding this dorm back would be the room sizes, because they're not as big as some other dorms. But other than that, you really have anything you could really ever want. And for that reason, I gotta put it in the A tier. Finally, the moment we've all been waiting for, the moment you've probably been waiting for, if you made it this far. We have the Stephenson Complex. This is the most popular dorm at WSU, probably because, I don't know, it has over 900 residents. With that, there are a lot of opinions of Stephenson, so I'm gonna give mine. But first, let's see what the residents have to say.
Okay, so I'm here with Isabella.
Yep.
Representing Stephenson North. What are some pros and cons of this dorm, do you think?
Con right away is that it's on Southside. That sucks just a little bit. Pros, definitely corner rooms over here are really big, so.
Like, you would rate Stephenson North?
It's pretty low. I'd say it's not as low as like Goldsworthy though.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. All right, so I'm here in Stephenson North, a regular room this time, not a corner room. I'm here with Jackson. What do you think are some pros and cons of this dorm?
Pros, I think the first thing would be like the community that you have. The way that you can move your room around in here is super nice because the way that I have it is a lot more unorthodox. The organization aspect is a lot because you get a lot of like storage space, like dressers, drawers, closets, and all that. Con-wise, it's an awkward shape. It's hard to keep things flush.
Would you say that this like dorm is pretty small with 2 people?
Oh yeah, it definitely gets cramped with 2 people. You're kind of almost always tripping over each other because right now my roommate doesn't really live here.
And then does this dorm also come with a fridge and microwave or anything?
Really, the only thing that came in is like the bed with the lofting kit, the ladders and all that, and then the desks and the roller carts.
And then what's something that you wish your dorm had but it doesn't?
I think honestly, if it came with like a micro fridge like Rogers does, that would definitely be a lot more helpful. Going to like the floor kitchenette or something like that, like a pain in the ass.
Then does this dorm have like a little washing and dryer center down below?
Ground floor, and then there's like a whole setup of like washer and dryers down there. It's a great dorm to live in if you want to make friends really quickly. I think overall not like the nicest dorm because of the lack of updates.
Thank you for representing Stephenson North, man. So in terms of location, this is one of the worst places you can be on campus. However, it is not as bad as Olympia or Orton. It's located right here on the map. Could be worse. Now, in terms of room size, Stephenson dorms are the goofiest rooms that you could ever probably engineer or design. Like, they're curved for some reason. I don't know whose idea that was, but it's really weird. And overall, it is tiny for 2 people. Unless you have a corner room. Now let's move on to the amenities. You have a gym. Yeah, seriously, you have a little fitness center right below you. Pretty cool. I've been there and it's not bad. Pretty minimal. And if you want all the features to like a regular gym, I would just go to the Chinook or the rec center. If you go during peak hours during that little fitness center, it's like a big Coachella concert all within one little cesspool. It's crazy. You also have a big laundry unit as well on the ground floor, which is pretty sweet. And then in the big center building thing where nobody lives, you have a big game room and like a TV area and like a common space. So that's all pretty cool. In terms of niceness, it seems like the whole budget just went to the center building and then expanding on the Ant Hill Colony tunnels. The building is designed with like these little tunnels that like lead into each thing. It's so weird. Overall, pretty musty communal bathrooms. It sucks. In terms of ranking, honestly, I thought Stephenson was gonna be a lot worse because that's what I've heard from people. That's what I've seen when I've been in there. Hasn't been great. Opening my perspective and seeing all these dorms and stuff, Stephenson really isn't that bad. It's still bad, but it's not that bad. You got a gym, a game room, and you got plenty of washers and dryers. Just no AC or heat. And the location and room layout really set it back, but it's pretty solid. So honestly, I'm gonna have to give it a C tier. All right, well, we're out of dorms. So yeah, I'm just kidding. All of the WSU dorms have been ranked, with Northside and Global being the best dorms on campus, all the way down to Perham being the absolute worst dorm on campus, and the rest falling somewhere in between with their unique perks and really weird quirks. Every dorm is unique. Don't just go off my ranking, although I kind of think you should, but go off your heart. But if you get Perham, you should seriously get the hell out of here. If you made it all the way through this, I'm honestly impressed. And I'm actually pretty grateful, seriously. If I managed to teach you something, give you something informational, or even make you laugh, that's really all I care. And if you have any other ideas for videos or stuff you want me to cover, go ahead and drop a comment. I'm always looking for new things to try. But don't worry, I got some ideas in here. My little noggin. Oh yeah, smash that button. All right, get out of here. Show's over. Get out of here.